Here is our 8-foot by 8-foot arrow shed, a metal shed. This is what we've learned in the process of building it. Obviously, it's done in this picture, so we got to rewind a little bit, sit down, have a beer, and learn how we did it and exactly what we went through in the process of building this shed. So it was about $300 from Home Depot. They can either deliver it to your house or you can pick it up at the store. So we've got my son's old skateboard ramp, and then we've got some masonite with some patio stones that we're going to use as a foundation to keep the plants from growing. There's the package. It's 165 pounds, so you'll need some help lugging it into the backyard. Also, it's a little wider than 8 by 8, so we had to build a bigger platform. And let's take a look at it partially built. The thing that you can't understand until you try to put one of these together is just how many screws and nuts and bolts are involved. And you want to have some people help you, at least one other person, so that they can hold the nuts on the inside while you're screwing the bolts in from the outside of the thing. And walking around it, you can see there's a channel around it for the door. And it's very important that you put it on a level surface. Some people pour a concrete slab instead of doing the old plywood. There's the extra chunk that we put in to make it wider than 8 feet because it wasn't wide enough. The parts have numbers on them, and if you properly read the instructions, and it's not too bad putting it together, you can kind of get it all together. Most parts are reversible, but some are not, so you do have to be careful when you're putting it together that you're not putting the part on backwards. And here's a look at some of the hardware. We've used some of it, but there are a ton of nuts and bolts and screws and washers. They give you this whole extra bag of parts, so you're not going to run out of parts if you lose some. You're going to be just fine. And now, how do you get people to help you for free? Well, tell them they're going to be in a video and get millions of subscribers and call it a collaboration, and they'll come in and they'll work for free. Just do a shout out like this. Shout out to Jimmy Walsh. Everybody subscribe to Jimmy Walsh's channel. Shout out to B Jubbies. Everybody subscribe to B Jubbies' channel. Shout out to CF3BMX and rep his merch out in the streets. Yo.
Yeah, I'll rep that merch. CF3BMX merch. Yeah, I'll rep that merch.
Shed life, day 365. The continuous sound of the rain is slowly driving me mad.
So the roof held the rain out okay, though I would advise using duct tape across the roof instead of the tape that they give you in the kit. But you can see water is coming in around the edges, so if that was important to you, you might want to put some latex caulk or something around the edges. And then there you go. That's your finished product. Shed life, boys. And looking around the walls, you can see the sturdy construction, the I-beams on the roof. And you can see some bends in the roof. We sent the skinniest kid we could up there to do some work on the roof, and it bent. If you send a fat kid up there, he's coming crashing through. The whole thing's pretty flimsy, and somebody could kick it over with their foot, I would think. So if you're keeping any valuables in there, you might want to just take that into consideration. There is a way you can lock it with a padlock. Those handles do have holes in them, and you can put 2 padlocks on it if you wanted to. Here's a closer look at the roof. So that ridge cap along the top is where you'd want to put duct tape under it, where the 2 pieces join together. And this is all the screws we had left when we were done. So there was plenty left over, or we really screwed it up. But the thing's standing, and we're happy with it. And it'll take you a full day. So if you get up when the sun comes up, you'll be done when the sun goes down if you have a person or 2 to help you. And then you can kick back and watch the big game in your new shed. Have a little beer, and you are done. It's shed life, son.